just threw my phone.
Okay, welcome back to No Other Options podcast. Today, I am with my hosts, Mike and Elijah. Just the three of us
Hello.
today,
What
we're
up?
fooling. It's Valentine's Day, we got nothing else to do on Valentine's. It's kind of sad, but you know how it go.
The grind is here, baby.
Before we get started, you can read it at the bottom of the screen. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you guys want us to kill ourselves. I don't know. If you guys for anything that you guys want us to do, any suggestions, roast me. I don't care.
Devin, that was a
That'd be
terrible
funny.
joke, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Oh yeah,
Everybody's got to roast
yeah.
Devin at least one time in the
Yeah,
comments.
roast
Please,
me for my
please, please,
joke,
please,
please.
please, please.
Roast me for my joke, please. It'll make my day. But yeah, it's Valentine's Day, boys. It's kind of sad.
You're here with us.
And we're
As
here,
the
you guys.
TikTok goes, fuck Valentine.
Yeah, 20 years in without a Valentine. It's kind of rough, but
Don't say that. Don't say that online. You just fucked yourself.
Yeah, my
I don't
brother-
care. I'm
yeah,
not
my-
ashamed.
Hey, man. I was supposed to have Valentine, but then she turned into a raging bitch. So here we
You know
are.
what? You know what? That's let's not be depressed today, boys. It's Sunday. It's COD League is in full swing now. First week, Atlanta face home series. No tournament yet. That happens at the end of the month, but
We
I don't know.
just have
I'm
some
really
Call
excited.
of Duty to watch.
I'm
today.
excited. Very excited. Got Optic versus
Yeah.
Days after Optic torched Paris on Friday. That was just woof.
Loved it.
Not even close.
Basically, Optic just flexed their muscles like, nah, you can't, don't shoot at us like that. That's not very nice.
Well, like they said in the kickoff, Scump said if you're not coming out there to win, don't play, and it's going to set the tone for the year. And they 3-0'd Thieves, and I mean, hey, dude, it's definitely gonna be the
Like
theme.
Formula said, if Fire didn't bring the fire, he was gunning his ass all game. And
Oh, yeah, he got
proceeded
his
to
shit
gun
gunned.
his ass every
Oh
match.
yeah, he shit
Like,
on him.
It just was
Overall,
not
just a
fair
very
for
good
him.
game.
Yes,
They
it
did
was.
play really good. It's gonna be a challenge today, playing the tiny towers and then fucking Arcides, and then Celium needs to get a new haircut. But that's just my
It's
opinion.
true. No, it's definitely true.
I like your cut, G.
I like to cut. Yesterday we had some
personally
interesting matches.
just-
Actually,
Go ahead, Devin.
I think it was Thieves in New York, dude. That was rough. I don't know what it is.
Yes.
New York is just they ain't it this year, Chief. Like
Clay's
sure they
out.
got
Clay, no matter what team he is on, even when he was on Empire, they had a hard time closing out games early
Yeah.
in the year.
I don't know what it
It's-
was.
It's no matter what team he's on, he will always challenge. For some, it's always a struggle for him to close out a game, and it just doesn't make sense in my opinion.
I don't really know how that works, but I mean, I think Maven. I was listening to like the before. Maven made a good point. He's like, Clayster used to be like a villain, especially in his early days. I didn't really like. He said that he didn't really like him, but now he's kind of learned to like respect him. He's like, and here's one thing I've always learned, and that I'm gonna follow today is that never doubt Clayster. He's like, even if they might start out rough, they normally finish pretty damn strong. I mean, they started out real rough yesterday. Like Thieves didn't even play very well, and they still 3-0'd him. Like,
I think
I don't
the
know.
thing is with Clayster is he's been around the game for so long that he's gonna expect the absolute best out of everyone. So it's like when you don't have that, like this week of scrims for them is probably gonna suck because Clay is gonna be on their ass all week long.
Oh yeah,
And that's the thing that last year, what was it? Hook, Shotzi, and Hook and Shotzi were the rookies, weren't they?
Yeah.
They had to learn real quick. It's like you're teaming with Krim and Clay.
Shotzi and Illy were the rookies.
Oh yeah, Shotzi.
Okay, Shotzi and Illy. Okay, like there's no room to be screwing around, not taking this seriously. It's like you're playing with two dudes who are bona fide winners.
Bro,
If you don't play well, they will. Yes, they are gonna make sure you get to their level.
They're not afraid
Especially
to like roast the
Krim.
fuck out of you.
Especially
Oh
Krim.
yeah. Oh yeah.
The shit he had to go through with Dashy when Dashy had the motivational issues, trying to get on time.
Yep.
And this and
TP
that.
was talking about that yesterday with Hicks. Hex on the barracks was that asking how Dashy was doing with showing up on time and stuff. Because it's like when Teep was the coach for him, that was their biggest issue. Dashy did not show up on time.
Right.
And it's like, now Dashy's older, Dashy's seen what it's like on the other side, and it's like, hey, I don't want to go back to that. So if he wants to stay on this team, his ass better be there. And if he doesn't, I mean, he's got Scump to answer to, Formal to answer to. I feel like
I
Dylan would
mean,
even
even
say
Envoy,
something
well,
too,
because
like,
Envoy's the team captain still.
That's true.
oh, I thought Scump was.
No, I'm pretty sure it's
Scump's in
Envoy,
game,
right?
I believe. Scump's in game, like he calls plays and everything like that.
Oh,
Okay, that's
Envoy's the captain for SMD. I know that he calls shots for
okay.
SMD.
Well, yeah, I'll say
Well,
it.
him and Dashy are the best S&D players. I just think Formal has the best gunny on the team because Formal.
I mean, oh yeah,
Love
you know
that
how
man.
it is. You know how it is, dude.
Love
I
that man.
saw, I saw. It was checkmate. Checkmate. Oh, they were playing checkmate SMD against Paris, dude, and they had their AR sitting on the wood boxes on the left side of.
I know exactly what he killed.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, he killed Fire. He killed one on plane wing, and then he jumps out and just ego
Are,
challenges
are you
Fire
talking
and
about his
doesn't miss a
triple kill?
shot. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was
that was
nasty.
disgusting.
All right, boys, I'm not gonna lie, I might pee myself, so I will be right back.
Okay, we got our first potty break mid podcast.
Potty break.
All right, Elijah, what you got? All right. I think I'm by myself right now.
No, sorry, my mom came in my room asking me
all
some
right.
questions.
Yeah,
Good old,
you're
good old mom. Good old
Yep.
mom.
Yep.
But no, it's like I don't know, man. Today's gonna be interesting. It
I think
FaZe
it's
is
gonna come
gonna be
down
an
to.
interesting game.
I think it's gonna come down to FaZe, Optic, and Dallas competing for the top spot again. I think
Yeah,
because I know
Thie-
Dallas has looked real strong
Thieves
so
are
far.
gonna be kind of a weird team if
Because they
Thieves.
definitely could, but like it just depends on. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Thieves are gonna be. We're gonna see what it's like when they get that first like punch in the mouth, how they bounce back.
Oh yeah. Well, because they got walloped by Optic in the practice
Yeah.
thing. I know technically it wasn't real, but you know what I mean. That looked not good for them.
No, and if you're Nate Shot, you're like, oh yeah,
Oh shit.
Papa Hex is still the king of Call of Duty.
Oh
Fuck
yeah,
me.
that should be
Like-
undisputed at this point. Papa Hex is king Call of Duty.
What's going on here? I'm back.
Back.
Back, back from the potty.
um.
All right, so are we
But-
still on
Talk
that
about-
checkmate map or no?
Oh no,
No,
we'll
we're
get fast.
me
talking
and
about
him were
Papa
talking
Hex.
about and how for Nate Shot's like Nate Shot's has been pretty successful since he started Thieves.
Pretty
But-
successful, dude. Holy fuck.
Very successful since
But-
he started 100 Thieves.
But after that on the weekend, he's got to be like, oh fuck, yeah, Hex is still
Still Papa Hex.
got
Call of
the
Duty.
best organization in all of Call of Duty esports, hands down, undisputed. With Dallas is definitely number 2 because Hastro and Hex are like the godfathers of Call
Very
of
true.
Duty.
Very true.
Like
Pretty
they
true.
run that shit. Like nothing goes on without Hex and Hastro having a say in it. But
I mean, obviously, we're a bit biased because we're Optic fans. Everybody knows that. But I still think Optic is king, and I think Optic's gonna. I don't know. I know it's only the first home series and all that, but like they've looked so damn good in basically every aspect of what they do. Even
the
S&D.
thing is Optic fans though is and even as far as Call of Duty in general, we have to realize is it's gonna be interesting though what happens because Formal and Scump are on the back end of their careers.
Mhm.
What's the organization gonna look like once those two are gone? Like obviously, I have no doubt that Hex is gonna find the 2 next best of whatever they are like, and we already have that in Dashy.
Yeah,
and
I hope it's just
Envoy.
Envoy and Dashy just
Who
take
would
over.
you
as the
like
next-
to see come in?
I would
you know
like to
what?
see. I would like for them to pick up Octane. I want Octane
I
to be
think
our next
Octane would
AR
be-
after.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want Octane to come back as our next AR. And
For next SMG.
for the next sub, it's just hard because it's like
I like Priesta a lot.
I
you
do
gotta
like
go
Priesta a
from
lot.
Scump. You gotta go from Scump to. I'm not saying like whoever they get next won't be dirty, but it's like it's Scump.
Well, not
Scump has been the
necessarily.
SMG,
You can look at Envoy to be not to be the replacement of Scump, but like if you get somebody else and they're not playing to par, you can kind of be like, well, still got Envoy there, and as much as
but
you
then
do
they
lose
gotta do
Scump,
Envoy's role. They gotta do his Envoy's role, and Envoy's
yeah,
been nasty since he got in the league.
Oh yeah,
Envoy's
that's
So
always
it's
been
like,
nasty.
yeah, he's just disgusting.
so
You
it's
know what?
like, I
I think
mean,
an interesting thing would be seeing if Mac can step it up like he was supposed to. Like Mac last year for subliners, nobody
He
knew who that
was
guy was.
clutch.
That dude was really good SMG for them.
shout out
But
to
it's
Gabe
like,
because
yeah,
he absolutely
an
loved
older
Mac.
Gabe, an older Gabe.
Hmm.
Dude, Gabe's got the gunny too, low key. He's supposed to be
I
hopping
just
on the pod soon.
Yeah, that's what he wants. But I haven't seen him play COD recently though. I don't know if he
He's been
plays.
just he's been doing his own thing as
Yeah,
of late.
yeah, that's how Gabe is. You know how it goes. But
He'll be back.
it's like I would be. It would be interesting to see if Mac, depending on how Mac does this year, if we could possibly pick him up at some point too. I don't know. Mac's pretty damn good. I like Mac a lot.
Just throwing it out there again. Optic Academy. Just saying.
Hey man, we're available. What's up, Hector?
I'll grind.
I'll coach.
We'll put in the time. Elijah will give
I'll
us some
sleep
crisp
it.
cloms. Yep, nice one, Devin.
Sleep at the Hex quarters. Just
If you just let me sleep on the Hex quarters couch, Hex, I would literally.
I will sleep underneath the desks while they are playing a
I
CDL
will
match.
literally sleep underneath Hitch's desk while he's streaming with TST. I will
Oh,
literally
God.
do it. I will do it.
That would be hilarious.
I will go get them. I will go get them coffee.
I will
if
literally
that's what you
be.
need
Yeah,
me
I will
to
be
do.
their assistant. Get my
I
foot
will
in the
pick
door.
up Chipotle orders all day long. If it
Just
means
so
I
I
Chipotle,
get
can
anyone?
taste smell.
Chipotle, Taco Bell, anyone?
Oh.
Anybody? Anybody?
See now you
Qdoba.
guys
Oh,
are
you want
getting.
Qdoba?
Now
Okay,
you guys getting me
Okay.
hungry as shits.
dude. I want some noodles and I want some fucking Chipotle right now.
Dude, I need both in my mouth right now. I need
Yes.
some carne asada, dude.
Oh,
Carne
I need
asada.
some Wisconsin mac with extra oven roasted meatballs, dude. Stop. I'm getting chills right now.
sounds nice and good on this frigid,
Except here's the
morbidly
problem:
cold
I'm not
day in
leaving my
Illinois.
house because where we live, it's negative 22 degrees outside at real feel. So I ain't going
And then
nowhere.
there's Mike out in Georgia.
Yeah, how's it? What's the temperature outside right now, Mike?
It's raining. I think it's like
It's 46. It's 46.
40,
Holy
40,
fuck, dude!
yeah,
I
45
wish.
degrees.
I wish it was 46 degrees right now.
It's supposed to be 70 next Thursday.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
I hate
I'm
you.
spitting everywhere.
I hate you.
It's gonna be 50 all week.
Meanwhile, we got all this
60 on
shit ass
Wednesday.
snow and nowhere to put it.
It's true.
Hey, by the end of the week, next Sunday, we'll be at 34 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be outside.
Above
I'm gonna be
freezing,
outside
baby.
in shorts. I will be out in shorts, probably.
About to go sun tanning, even though obviously I can't tan. I could try.
You're albino as hell.
Hey, that's true.
But,
What about
yeah,
it?
no.
What about it?
COD's gonna be interesting this year. I'm starting to enjoy the game a lot more than I was before.
Dude,
I think
the
part
league
of it
play has
is
been
just
really nice.
now. I think part of it now is since my account got locked out for whatever
Had to make a
reason,
new account, bro. That was.
and then the more I started thinking about it, and I started playing pubs, I'm like, wait a minute, my KD is 0 now. I'm
Now
gonna
I
get
to
this bitch
reset
back
my
up.
KD, dude. Oh,
That was game over for me. I've been
dude, for the
grinding pubs
longest
so
time,
much
he's
the
been
last
trying-
two.
Yeah. He's been trying to get
My
that shit
KD
back
was
to
just
one.
my thing has just been league play, dude. Getting league play has been the biggest,
Dude,
but
league play.
my pet peeve with league play is people fucking leaving and then dashboarding now that the leave game has gotten taken out of
Yeah,
league
so
play.
now they just dashboard if they suck ass, which most of them do. Are randos. We had one decent random yesterday, and that was
Trying to
we
be a
played
fourth.
5 matches.
Yep.
Yeah, seriously, we need a fourth more than
Anything. It doesn't matter
Really,
what
more than
console, PC, anything. Just please.
I don't care. Just run with us.
please be somewhat decent. I mean, you gotta at least be as good as me, and I'm not very good, so that's not
So
saying
yeah,
much.
the bar is not set super high either. You don't have to be like
Go
Jesus
fuck
Christ.
yourself,
Hey,
David.
you said it first. You said it, so I bounced
But
off.
me saying it doesn't mean you can say it, asshat.
I you know I love you, man. Best
Someone's got
comms in the
better comps
game.
than me though.
No, like for real though. I don't
You
know. We've been
should have
getting in the
seen the
league play grind actually. It's been pretty fun. Not even
dude.
gonna
The
lie.
calls I had during the S&D, me and Mike were playing. I literally like predicted where two dudes were at, and sure enough, Mike looked. Dude's right there. I'm like, I'm Christ. I
Oh,
am the
that
Lord and
checkmate
Savior.
S&D when our teammate dashboarded after like what 2 rounds and then we still beat him 3v4.
Yes,
That
that
was
was
the good
nice.
touch right there. That was the good touch.
Yeah, we weren't losing that game,
No,
but
And
we
then
were the
the
game.
last
Me and
call out to
Elijah
win a
were
game
in.
though too.
me and Mike, yeah, me and Mike were down like 2-4 or whatever, and came back and won 6-4. Six, no, we won
That's
six
great.
five.
That's
I
great.
started off 0-3 and finished 13-7.
Damn. I
So
feel
I
like
Those
play
good
AR
subs.
if anybody'd like to know.
I think just about anybody on checkmate plays AR at this point. Like I said
Yeah,
yesterday, my theory was right.
We
Like,
weren't
you
on
don't
checkmate.
have
We
to.
were on fucking. We were
Well,
on
I'm not
Garrison.
saying. I'm just saying in checkmate, especially
Oh
yesterday,
yeah.
because I used an AR for like the first time in a league play match, and like it was because it's on checkmate. So I'm like, okay, this I saw it yesterday. I think it was like, 7 out of the 8 pros were using M4 on checkmate. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So like I didn't really get many short, close range like interactions, and if I did, it just didn't really matter because the M4 is pretty fucking dope. I mean, so like kind of like you have to use M4 at this point.
yeah. But also we got spring training coming up soon.
Oh, I keep forgetting
Baseball.
that that's so close already.
I think they report like next week or something like
Yeah.
that.
Damn.
Oh
Dude,
man,
yeah,
I feel like it's been so
I'm not
long
looking
since we've
forward
had
to
it.
baseball
Oh
season.
well, yeah, you know.
My
Cubs
high
still
school
haven't even made a
season that I
splash
help
yet, so
coach is gonna be starting here soon, so that's gonna be fun.
oh, I think
I
it's.
enjoy coaching,
I have to wait until like the fall to coach again. I think it is for football.
so
Got to
that'll
coach
be
my little
fun.
kids again. Those dudes, dude.
What
Man,
age group do you coach, Devin?
I coach super light, so it's like anywhere from like 6, and like the max you could be is like 8.
It's hard to
Okay.
coach super lights,
Dude,
dude.
it is so hard. Those kids made me want to pull my hair out, but I actually enjoyed it.
Because when I was a super light, good luck.
A bunch of little shits.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't think I could do that young.
My dad
Yeah, I
put me
couldn't
in
do
there.
that young.
He's like, if you want to coach like the older guys, you got to know what it's like to coach the younger guys first, because you can
Yeah.
build up that
Yeah.
patience. I'm like, okay, I guess, and then yeah.
It's true. It's true because like you have to
I'd
have
love
the
to get out there
patience.
with you, Devin.
Oh, dude, it'd be dope. Like the thing
You
is though, what was so bad about it last year is that everybody that played had never played football before, so you had to like teach them from scratch.
Oh.
No returning players because we didn't have super lights the year before. They just brought it back. So like the most that they had played is flag, and obviously that's way different than regular. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you're not
it
getting
was.
fucking boom skied.
Yeah, we didn't win a game. We came close
That's
once.
alright.
We lost by the closest we ever got. We lost like 20-7.
I was about to say, I think at that age, any sport, it's like winning really doesn't matter. Like, obviously, you want to win, but like, it's making sure they have a good foundation to go into the next level.
We
But
gradually
how
got
good does it
better.
feel? How good does it feel to call a play and see that play go for 6?
Oh, dude, my dad. My dad got. We were playing like the best team in the league, and we started out winning. It was like 0-0 right before the half. And our quarterback, who was basically like our best player, just like ran like a QB sneak because my dad noticed that they weren't putting anybody over the nose or over the center.
Yeah.
So he called a QB sneak and he just ran for like a 50-yard touchdown. And my dad goes, as loud as he can, he goes, "Whoa, let's go, baby!" And I'm like,
Let's go, baby!
"Let's go!" And then
That's
we ended up losing.
awesome.
Like that was when we lost 20-7. They scored 20 unanswered points. So yeah,
Damn.
because our
But
kids
still,
started getting
so see,
super
like,
gassed because we only had 14
yeah,
players.
stuff like that. Like, even for, like with high schoolers, dude, it's like, especially when you get like a freshman that like
Hey, I
doesn't
might
really
want to
like.
play football.
Do, well, no, I'm talking about baseball
Yeah, he's
even
talking about
too.
baseball.
Oh,
It's
yeah, that'd be even
I
harder
coach
for me.
baseball. I coach baseball, so it's like I had a kid this fall. I played. I actually did. I play with him. Or did he come in the year I started coaching? No, he came in the first year I started coaching, so he's a senior this year now. And he got the yips. He
Oh,
hurt his arm. He hurt his arm,
he
and
got the
then
yips.
one of his uh, summer coaches wanted him to start changing a bunch of stuff, and it got in his head, and he couldn't throw at all really anymore
Yeesh.
because his yips were that bad. And
What are the
when you
yips?
played, the yips pretty much is when it's a psychological thing. Like
Okay.
for a baseball player, like for a catcher, it may be you can't throw back to the pitcher, you can't throw down to second, you can't um for a or like there was a pitcher, he actually transitioned to an outfielder, but he was a pitching prospect, really good, and then one game he couldn't hit the catcher, like he couldn't throw a strike, and he was airmailing throws left and right, and he
My.
just couldn't pitch anymore. He just it's like his body forgot how to do it.
That's the worst thing, dude. I've seen it
And
happen to so many people.
um me and the kid, we started working on stuff, like because I noticed before games he would throw his weighted balls to loosen his arm up, and he was throwing normal. I'm like, so we started working on it, and he texted me the one day because I'm like, yo, I'm like, we are gonna, because that's the only thing that is keeping him from going to college.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that personally for me, I was like, nah, man, like being someone that like hurt myself and got hurt and then couldn't go play in college, I'm like, no, I'm like, I don't want to see that happen. And then during our fall season, I couldn't make it to one of the games. I get a text from one of the other coaches, and he says, hey, it's like he just threw a kid out at second, and it wasn't even close.
Damn.
Dude, I screamed so loud because it doesn't matter how many bad things happen. That is the best feeling ever when you know you have put in work with someone and you know they have it in them,
Oh yeah.
and it finally starts to get better. Like it's not all the way fixed, but he is getting better. And I'm hoping this year that with our like winter workouts and once we're able to like start practicing and stuff, that it just continues to get better because the kid is so good behind the dish and is a great hitter. Like if we can just get, I mean, blocking, anyone that knows baseball, blocking's hard,
Oh
especially
yeah.
once it gets to like high school and
It takes so
you
long to
get
like learn
and
and
if
like
you
really get
this
good at
kid
it.
has the most beautiful blocks I've ever seen. Like it's like watching poetry in motion.
It's so satisfying too when you get like a really
It
nice
is.
block.
It is.
I think the best thing
And
about
it's
coaching
just
is
the
you're right.
throws. It's
Yeah.
just the throws. And if he gets that, the kid will go to play in college. And it's the feeling of like knowing like you're not the one doing it, but like you're the one helping them get to where they want to go. And there's no better feeling. And I got a text from him after and saying it's like, you know what? It's like, thanks for not giving up on me. It's like, dude, like there's no better feeling. None
It
at
really
all.
is
Like,
as a coach because I know for sure in our football season, this one kid just could not tackle. Like I don't know, we would tell him what to do, like probably like 50 times over, like do it on a dummy. Like he would be able to do it on a dummy and all that, but if it was a real person, he couldn't do it. He couldn't tackle the person. And then it's the final game of the season, the very final game, and he's in. But we had to have him in, even though he couldn't tackle because we didn't have anybody else. And he's in. He didn't get a tackle the entire season, despite him starting every game. And then the final game of the season, he finally tackled somebody like properly, and it was like the most like satisfying thing because it had taken us so long, and he was so like getting like upset at himself about it, like he just couldn't do it, and then he finally did it, and then he just comes running off the side like he's not. The game's still going. He just comes running off the side and he's like, "I finally tackled somebody! Woo!" I'm like, "Oh my god."
Dude, I would if that was me, I would pick him up and fucking twirl him around
That's what
and
my
then
dad
throw him
did. He
back on
picked
the
him up, and
field.
then like that's what my dad did. He picked him up. He's like, "You finally tackled somebody." You know how my dad can get. And then he just
yeah,
like
Oh
tossed
yeah,
it back. He's
dude.
like, "All right, now the next play's about to start. Go out, go back out." And I'm
Your
like,
dad's
"Okay."
been my coach since your dad's been my coach since fucking super lights, dog, and I
Oh
played
yeah,
with him all the way up until you guys went to the Warriors. I played with him, and then
yeah.
The year y'all left is the year it got. Oh,
Oh,
it got. I mean, the coaching went to shit. The only reason the
yeah.
team played good together is because all of us have played so many years
Oh yeah,
together.
you talk about the eighth grade thing with the Chiefs.
Yeah,
You guys went
I
to the Super
mean,
Bowl and then choked because of Mason.
they went. I didn't get to play. They told me
Oh
I
yeah,
wasn't. They told me I
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah.
In the right. I don't know. I mean, my head was. I've had 4 concussions in 6 weeks. The year
Mm-hmm.
prior, fucking, they didn't want me to play up on varsity because I was too light. Then they put me down on JV, and I was going to be their quarterback. And I was like, yeah, probably not. I was like, I don't want to
Probably
play
not.
quarterback.
Dude, that shit's hard,
But
bro. Like
it
everybody can be
is.
like, everyone's like
I
so
respect
critical.
quarterbacks, bro.
Everyone's so critical, but that shit's like the hardest thing you could probably do.
Where my appreciation comes in for quarterbacks is, don't get it twisted. This skinny boy played offensive lineman. God damn, you gotta you gotta know maybe a quarter of what the quarterback knows, and still with pulling,
Well,
whether
that's like
you
the thing.
stay
The
back on your
quarterback
heels,
has to
go
know
forward.
absolutely what everybody on the field does, offense and defense. You have to know like what they're doing, like when you
Oh
call that
yeah,
play. So like if someone asks, and that happened probably about every other play, you can ask Mike. We'd be in the huddle, and then someone would ask me like, "Yo, what am I doing on this play?" I'm like, "Dude, we went over to practice like 15 times." But then I'd have to
dude, the
tell them what they're
36
doing.
double lead is the money play.
I remember, dude, because my dad, we were up big. I think it was against, I don't know, it's one of the Oswego's that we were blowing out. We were up big, and my dad lets Coach Thompson call the fucking plays. He ran 36 double lead. What was it, 7 times in a row?
Probably.
The only play he ran on that drive, and we scored. And it's like, what I tell you guys, 36 double lead is the fucking money play. And we're like, all right, we believe you, Coach. Jeez.
Well, we had to get it out of Dylan Thompson's head to stop running to the sideline. Get through
Oh,
the
dude.
offensive line. We're gonna get you to the second level, and then you go.
And then you can run to the side. Dude, that shit was. I cannot believe how dysfunctional we were as a team. It was
But we
like
made it work.
we made it
It's
work
weird.
eventually. That's the thing. It's like that we somehow made it work. That shit was
I
the
think
best.
I think that team came together a lot of because our coaching, and then because in the
Yeah.
beginning of the year, I really feel our offense and defense fucking hated each other. Our
Yeah.
starting offense
Yep.
was, I mean, oh god.
It's
When
really
you
insane how much in sports, like just getting along with one another is important.
Oh,
It's the
And
dude,
like
biggest thing.
it's
all over
exponentially important.
it's all over sports. Like you can tell like teams that win like one another. Kobe talked about it in an interview that the people that he won championships with are still the ones that he knows and talks to the most,
Like those got to be like
because
your
the
best
ones
friends, really.
that exactly and that's what he said. It was like the teams where he didn't win, he's like, yeah, they all probably thought I was a fucking dick.
because they
But
don't want
it's
it as
Even if
bad
he
as he
was,
does.
but like you know what I mean.
yeah,
They don't have the quote unquote Mamba mentality. That's what you have to. You have to want to win no matter what, and you have to be able to like do whatever it takes. You have to.
and that was like my junior year of high school. It was like for baseball. It was just like it was my first year playing with the team, and it was just the way everyone got together. And even my senior year, like when you'd be at the we'd be at the hotel room for like our tournaments and stuff. It's like, dude, those were like some of the best times. And it's like everyone's
Slap
hanging
dicking
out,
around in the hotel rooms.
everyone's chilling, and like everyone's getting along. And then you go to the field, and I mean, you
You're
take
just
care of
locked and loaded
business.
and ready to go. Yeah.
And then, like every time someone does something well, it's like, I mean, you're hyping each other up, and then or if someone makes a mistake, it's like you're there to pick each other up. Like that's how you win. If
I
you
honestly
are
feel
one,
I honestly feel like the sports that it makes it come together the most, number one is obviously baseball, because that game is just everybody's got to be on the same page. Everybody's got to, the infield, the outfield's got to be working. I mean,
Oh yeah.
offense is a little different. You're the only one out there, but still, you got to be able to
you
read
gotta
the signs,
produce.
hear the signs. You got to hit the ball. You got to, all this and that. But my second one, honestly, is like basketball, because when I played, me and Dev played in middle school. We were on there in sixth grade,
Yeah.
and our team, I mean, we go to practice, and our team would shit on each other, dude. Our A team didn't like the B team. Our B team starters didn't like the B team bench. Our A team didn't like the A team bench. This, and that, dude. And you could see it. The A team started off 5-0. They lost every single game after that.
Yep.
We started off 2-3, and we won every single game after that. And then my grades were bad. I didn't get to play in the Coal City tournament, but our team won that.
Because we
And
finally gelled in practice and shit.
dude,
We stopped hating each other.
my biggest memories in practice is we'd always bully two kids, take the ball from him, not let him actually get better, take the ball, push him around, block his shots, everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Well,
gonna
it
say
didn't
his
help.
name,
Our
but
coaching was kind of shite too. Our coach wasn't
our
very
coach
good.
was not the best. But
Dude, do you remember when he calls a time, like we're on off, and all of a sudden he just calls a timeout, and he's sitting on the chair. It was against Wilmington. He's just sitting there, and then we go over there. He's like, we're like, Coach, why'd you call the timeout? And he's like, I came over here to tell you guys I ripped my pants.
Oh
I
my
cannot
God,
get up.
yes.
I can't stand up. So
Oh
if you
my
guys are
God.
looking for me, I'm gonna be sitting right here. I can't. I
He
ripped my
legitimately
pants.
called the timeout, and he'd been sitting down the whole game.
And we're like, dude, why is he? He's normally like up and vocal and shit. And he's like, yeah, I ripped my pants, boys.
Dude, I
It
miss
was,
that.
it was so funny.
Imagine needing to call a timeout just to you get late in
Well,
the
because
game.
we weren't
and
getting our play calls in because we couldn't. He wasn't like up there.
Our inbounds plays were all shit because he wasn't saying
He
anything.
wasn't saying anything. And he goes
What
like,
was
"All right,
what
you
was
guys
one of
look
the
at me."
names? What was one of the names of our inbound plays? It was something fucking
Dude,
weird.
it was so fuck, it was Anaconda, and it was
No, it was some. I thought it was something octopus.
oh maybe what I think it was literally just octopus.
Purple octopus? Well,
Purple
octopus are
octopus.
normally purple?
Yeah, I think we called it purple octopus, and it was like
Something like that.
something stupid.
That play was awful. That play was awful.
He's like, yeah, you guys can pick the names of your own plays. Like last year, we had like Aqua Squirrel and shit. I'm like, dude, what the hell is this?
10-piece
what am I in?
McNugget, this, and that. Dude, I remember 7th grade where we might have been in Shanahan. I don't know. We were playing a red and white team, and this is when
that was
Hatcher,
probably Shanahan.
or it might have been Streeter. It might have been Streeter as well.
Streeter, Ottawa.
And it was Ottawa. It was Ottawa. And we were coming out of the locker room, and Hatcher had on oil slick D-Rose 4s and a black undershirt, and we were wearing white, right? And he comes out of the locker room, and the ref looks at him and goes, "You need to change." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "You don't have any of your team colors on. Like you're wearing white and red. That's your uniform, but your undershirt's black. Your shoes are
dude,
purple, orange, and." Who else fucking knows?
That was the hilarious thing because
but the key moment of that game, dude, key moment of that game is when an Ottawa kid is standing in the left corner about to shoot a 3. He's like, what, in 7th grade, I was probably like 4'7", to be like maybe 5 foot, maybe.
Yeah.
And this kid who's like as tall as me, Nick, what's his last name? Nick Davey. Jumps like from 3 feet out of the paint, and he's sailing at this kid shooting a 3. He cocks his arm back and tomahawk spikes the ball into the crowd, and we all stand up and start going crazy. Our coach yelled at us. Our coach literally yelled at us. Yes,
like,
Mr. Sands.
So hype.
He calls a timeout, brings us to the bench, and he's like, "Why are we all yelling and getting up on the bench?" And we're like, "Did you not just see that, coach?
Did you not just see the amazing block that he just had, dude? Like, come on."
And he's like, "I don't care. We need to win this game." All right, coach, we're up 17. Jesus.
Like, chill out.
That was the best thing about
us.
high school. You could wear any shoes you wanted. I don't know how it was for you guys, but like when me and Jonah played, you could wear any color shoes, anything. Like we had dudes wearing fucking like LeBron 12s, like with the craziest colorways you could think of. And
The colorway? 2 different shoes.
Yeah, like the Kyrie PEs or whatever it is, where it's got 2 different colors.
Yeah.
Those are gas. I would play basketball in those any day of the week.
Morris you had to wear the hyper dunks.
Oh yeah, in high school, yeah, you gotta wear the hyper
or like
dunks.
the off year where hyper dunk doesn't make a shoe. They're called like hyper chases, or
the
one year they had
thing.
hyper revs, and the hyper revs are good shoes, but they had no ankle support at all.
It was bad. It was bad.
But yeah, they always had
whatever you wanted.
They always had a team shoe.
Hatcher would always wear like 2 different colored cleats.
Dude, I'm telling you, he would wear oil slicked fucking cleats. And I mean, you guys would play. Who's the green and yellow? They literally have a G on it. Yeah, he would wear green cleats playing Geneseo, and I'm like,
Yeah,
listen, dog,
that's
I don't fucking
stupid.
like that.
I remember our coaches always make fun of him. They allowed him to do it, but like they would always just make fun of him. It was fucking hilarious.
Quarter would call the corner, your guys' corner, Hastings, Tin Man.
Oh yeah,
Fucking, I
because
remember when you guys played LaSalle and he got that pick six,
yeah,
and we were in
94
class.
yard pick six, and you could just
We're
hear
in class the next Monday in quarter, and he sees Hastings walk in, and he looks at him and goes, "Ee-er, ee-er."
dude.
And we're
That's
like
what you
looking
heard,
at him.
dead ass, the whole way down the sideline. All you just heard was his fucking brace squeaking the entire time.
We're
So I'm like
looking
getting
at
excited, but I'm also
quarter.
laughing my ass off the entire time he's running.
We're looking at quarter, and quarter explains to the class. He goes, "If you guys weren't there Friday night when we played, Hastings had a pick six, and all you could hear while he was running down the field was his knee brace. So now he's the Tin Man."
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Man,
It
that's
was hilarious.
awesome.
Dude, quarter is my favorite fucking teacher in high
Dude, yeah,
school.
he's great. He was dope.
Devin didn't have him. He was in CP. Fuck you, Devin.
Yeah, but I was
The
all
hell is
right.
CP.
College.
College prep.
They were.
Or were you in
he-
advanced?
He taught. No,
Yeah.
I was in college prep.
Imagine being in college prep and didn't even go to college.
Hey man, well, dude, like half the people
None
in
of us.
college prep didn't go to
You
college.
get
I
you
hope
get
you
referred,
understand.
dude. Do you want to know the only reason I wasn't in a college prep English class in high school was because our 8th grade English teacher, what the fuck was her name?
Blasky?
She was.
I had Blasky. You guys
I
probably
had her
someone
too.
different.
I had her
you
too.
did? Okay, all right.
Yeah. Okay. So
was
I go
dick.
into her class like one of the last weekends or like the last weeks of class, right? And she's like, "Okay, Mike, I was gonna put you in college prep, but the only reason I didn't, it's not because you don't understand or you get bad grades on your test. It's strictly based off how much homework you do." And I looked at her and went, "Are you kidding me? Dude, I am the worst. I was the worst with homework. If I
Oh
go
yeah, you
back to
were.
college,
Oh
I'll
yeah.
still be the worst with homework." It, I mean, it's just not my thing. I think it's fucking pointless, dude. If I can pass the test without doing homework, watch this shit.
Bro, school in general is pointless. Like they
They don't even teach you the shit that you need for
they
like,
they don't teach anything that is of any importance.
especially for like a
Like
job.
math, math, unless you're taking a consumers course, consumers mathematics in high school, especially your junior and senior year, should be the only thing you take. Because I can't tell you how many people, especially like when I worked in Culver's, like when they would come in, couldn't do simple math, didn't know like how, like even like what a direct deposit was, didn't know what a bank
Oh
account
yeah.
looked like
Yep.
really.
Yep.
Like you're going into, especially as a senior, if you're going to college, mom and dad aren't there.
Dude, I
Like
almost failed
to,
consumer ed twice.
like you
Who'd
gotta
you
know how
have?
to do stuff, bro. Like
I
You have
had
Webby? Or
no.
did
Who
you have
was your guys'
Britnick?
defensive line coach?
Oh, you had Anderson. Yeah,
Wodes.
that's the worst.
I had
Oh, you had Whodes. Oh,
Wodes.
you had
I had
Whodes.
Wodziak. That was the first year, and I failed his class because I slept in the front row every day. He would give his voice, dude, is so monotone. It's one tone. It's
He's
"Hey,
like, okay,
everybody,
guys,
we're gonna
open
learn
up to
about
page 20.
house mortgages today." Like, listen, dog, I'm going to sleep. So whether you stare at me all 55 minutes of this period, I don't give a fuck. Okay? Turn
Dude,
on
like,
the
serious
video,
though.
and I'm
He had the
going to
most
bed.
monotone voice ever. He's like, oh, did you guys? Or like even in football, he'd be like, guys, you gotta block. Like nobody gets motivated by that shit, dude.
Dude, I'd look at him and be like, "Listen, Wodes, if you don't get turned up right now, I cannot handle this."
Dude, did you take keyboarding with him?
No, I had
I had Wrath.
Fritnick.
I had
No,
Wrath.
I had Wrath. I had Wrath.
She was hilarious, by the way.
Guess
But,
who was in
dude,
my class, bro?
Who?
Trey, Mason Young,
Oh.
Scott, Perry Willis, fucking
Perry.
dude. Perry sat behind me, like behind me and to my left, and Mason sat behind me to my right, and then Trey sat on my right, and I think, or no, Trey sat 2 from me on my right side, and then Scott was in between us.
You probably got zero work done.
No, dude, we just raced each other every time. And we'd make Trey so mad because Trey would have to look at the keyboard on tests. So, because you get the blue cover, and me and Scott would boom, 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 boom. And Trey would look at it and be boom, 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 boom. And we'd finish and we'd tell him our words per minute, and he'd be like, "You guys are cheating." And we're like, "How? Trey, how?
How do you cheat in
You're
this game?
hacking, bro. You're
What?
hacking.
What can we see through the blue keys? You actually could if you got a dull one,
Dude, do you
aka
remember
mine,
that?
almost every single time.
You remember
Fuck
that?
yeah, I cheated, dude. How the fuck else do you get through high school? Sorry, mom.
I had it with Wrath, and I didn't have
Sorry,
anybody
Mom.
interested in my class like at all. I sat next to that. Do you remember that Matt kid? That was like,
Yes.
dude, he was weird.
Devin, but you never got. I was in one class with you in high school, and that was freshman year history class
Yeah, with
with
Lauer.
yeah, Lauer. That dude was a trip.
He was cool though.
He was.
Well, probably
He was a
because
good teacher.
because half our class was filled with freshman football players. So
Yeah, I was not a freshman football player, and they
Yeah,
were
we
mad
know.
at me because I went to the freshman football camp, participated in everything,
and then you
went
didn't
there
play.
to be a running back, cornerback, was
And you didn't
expected to play. Lanning even asked me to play, didn't play.
He didn't play.
Was supposed to play freshman year basketball, broke my foot 3 days before tryouts. Thank you, Kyle Little, and your big ass.
Oh.
Um,
Wait, what were we just
yeah, that was
talking about?
fun.
Where were we going with that?
I don't even know, dude. This
We
is
were
what
talking
happens when
about.
you get sidetracked.
we were talking
Went
about
from
class, right?
We were talking about bank statements and going to
We were
we were
college.
talking
And
about how school's retarded.
Oh yeah,
I
basically because
mean,
it is.
it's fucking. It's so.
Like,
It's meant for some people, not for me.
like college, yeah, can be important depending on what you're doing, but I hate the stigma that people think you need to go to college to do
Oh, dude, because
anything.
all of a sudden, boom, you're 20K down in debt.
Yeah,
At
but now
least
that you look at a lot of jobs, you need an associate's or some shit like that, and it's
forget
disappointing.
that.
I mean,
And the
there's
thing
definitely
is it's
some.
like the thing is everyone forgets you don't need to go to college to make good money. But in order to make good money, then if you don't go to college, you better be willing to work your butt off,
Oh
because you're
yeah,
gonna
for
have to
sure.
work a construction job, a warehouse job, something
Here,
like you're
here's one of the things
or
I learned.
or
Like,
or go to a sorry, I didn't mean to
Go to a
cut you
trade
off.
school.
Yes, go to a trade school where you're actually the only like school work you're doing is about your job.
my
Like
only
that's your
thing,
school.
like, you can have dreams and goals and everything like that. And, like, I have dreams and goals, this podcast dream and a goal to an extent for me. But, like, in high school, you have all these dreams. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to do this. Or you play high school football. I'm gonna be an NFL
Oh
D1
yeah,
athlete.
yeah.
Okay, be realistic. Get to sophomore year and tell yourself, okay, that will not happen unless I progressively put everything I have every single day into that. Right? So my point is, like, if you don't want to work a blue collar job and work 40 plus hours a week, if you get overtime, or if you don't, or if you get time and a half, all this and that, if you don't want to do that and you want to do something that's unorthodox and makes money, aka like a podcast, or
Mm-hmm.
being like a just having your own business, being your own boss, an entrepreneur to an extent. But with this podcast, you have to. I'm going to put everything I can into this
Oh yeah,
to make
for
it go
sure.
as far as I can, and
Yep.
we get the studio sound, and we get the live cams, and we get the face cams and the companions and everything like that. And if you're not willing to put your whole heart, your whole back, your soul, basically everything into that one dream, how are you ever going to accomplish it? People can make
Exactly.
fun of you up and down the fucking block, and that's a big thing I had to get past with this. But
Also,
it's
if
my goal.
anybody has noticed, obviously you're looking at it. We got an overlay.
Hey,
Little
Literally
progressions,
just
people.
little progressions. We're getting there. You know,
we're
we
getting there,
got nice
folks.
little Chicago skyline in the background with the bean. You know, it looks nice. It looks nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
But no, I mean, like piggybacking off of what you said, it's like that's huge. Like your mindset going into things. Like for me, it was I've told you guys this multiple times. Like out of high school, I had no idea what I was gonna do. I knew I wasn't
Yeah.
going to college because I knew the only reason way I was gonna go to college is if I was playing baseball.
Right.
So I sat the first year out of college, out of high school, still working at Culver's, and I'm like, dude, this sucks. I don't want to do this the rest of my life. And I ended up enlisting in the military. One of my friends, she came home. Hi, Tori. Hopefully, you're watching this. Um,
Tony.
she comes home. She's like, "Why don't you go talk to a recruiter?" And I had actually just gotten a message from one up in Joliet because, as you guys probably know, if you have Facebook or anything like that,
Oh yeah, they
they
constantly
just
come at you.
message
Yep.
you, bro. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. What's the? I'll
Fuck
go
it.
listen. I'll go listen to what she has to say. And I did, and I ended up leaving that day. Like, you know what? I'm gonna join the military.
Fuck it, dude.
And then came home, talked to my parents, and throughout that whole year, like I never really had motivation to do anything. Like I was kind of just stuck in this rut. I was just going and like drinking on the weekends with friends and doing, stupid stuff. Nothing like illegal or anything, but just, not doing anything
Yeah,
to make myself better.
exactly.
And then they're like, well, you're going to need to lose a bunch of weight to be able to join. And they're like, not many do it once they hear that. Because I had to lose like 65 pounds. It's a lot. And I
Damn.
only had a certain period of time to do it. And she's like, most likely you're not going to do this. And I'm like, oh, all right, but like,
And I took
what do
that
I have
shit
to do?
personally.
Pretty much, no, and I did. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
the competitive side of me came out, and I'm like, no, I really want to do this. If it means I gotta lose weight, I'm gonna lose weight. I started hitting the gym every single day. Changed my eating habits. Realized I plateaued a little bit, and then by the end of it, and I, I think I enlisted in March. I talked to her in January. I had lost all that weight within 2 months
That is that
simply
is uber
by
impressive.
I changed my eating habits. I changed the way I drank. I was walking around everywhere I went with a gallon jug of water and drinking probably a gallon and a half a day to make up for the fact of how much like the lack of food I was eating because I could only eat like 1,700 calories a day because I had to be able to burn it all off when I went to the gym. And
Uh,
I mean, I got to a point where it's like Mike said, you your mindset has to be there or you're not going to do it. And that's been my issue with like going to the gym now. Is it's like I have no goal to push for. Like yeah,
right.
okay, it's all well and good like yeah, you want to be healthy or whatever, but it's like okay, what is that like besides like, long your life's longevity, what does it really get you? Like okay, you look better, but like okay, after that what else? Like you have nothing to step up after that. So it's like, I mean, like with this, like we talked about it so many times, how we kind of Mike would bring it up. I'm like, oh, Mike's just stoned talking out of his ass again. And then he's like, no, seriously, I want to do this podcast. And it's like, all right. And then we're thinking about it. We recorded the first one, and I'll be honest. After the first one, I'm like, dude, I'm hooked. Like, and us talking, like
Exactly.
doing
Yeah.
it, I'm like, dude, let's do it. Like, screw it. If we get 50 people to watch it, whatever. Like we all still work jobs. Like it's not like we're quitting work and like we're doing this. Would
Right.
that be nice to eventually be able to do? We're all in a
Hell the
general
fuck yeah.
location and we get to just play video games and do a podcast every week or even then maybe more than once a week. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But like you said, we have to have the motivation to do it. And
Exactly.
every day, every Monday, every Tuesday, we're all sitting here talking still. I'm like, oh hey, let's see how the podcast is doing. Devin, have you checked? How's it doing? Like we're like enthralled in the fact of like we want to get bigger.
Oh, we are 110% invested in this right
Like
now.
every week, it's like, hey, same time tomorrow that we're gonna record this. Yep. All right. See you there.
And obviously, we've
Like
had a couple of bumps along the way. Like, we've missed. Obviously, after the first one, it took us 2 weeks to upload another one, but
yes.
we eventually got back into it. Now we're on. I think this would be 4 straight weeks
Yeah. This
uploading
is
it.
our fifth one. Yeah.
Yeah, four straight.
And it
We're getting into it for real.
yeah, and it's like once Mike moves back home, whenever that may be, and it's like, I mean, it's only gonna go up from there because it's
Oh, it's gonna go way up.
like, and we as soon as we figure out a way to freaking market this bitch a little better, you know,
Hopefully we can get it on different streaming apps.
Yeah.
Fucking,
that'd be dope, dude.
that's the main goal.
Yeah, like just I honestly could care less if we make a single dollar off of this. If
I
we just
kind of
get
just want
people,
people to hear us, to be
Yeah.
yeah,
honest.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I don't
That's the
care.
thing.
It's not about the money. And that's the worst thing I think that can happen is when you start doing something like this just to make money. I feel like it's not going to succeed because if you don't see money coming in, you're not going to do it. Where
Exactly.
if you just do it because you're like, hey, I enjoy it, and I'm literally just bullshitting with two friends. All right, then okay, if you make money off it, great. If you don't,
Great.
cool.
Well, it's because
I
like
don't
that was the
care
thing of
because
why we started is because we're like sitting in parties saying funny ass shit, laughing our asses off. Like, hey, yo, like we think we're like I know this is pretty damn funny to us. I mean, let's see if other people think that it's funny or like other
now
people
to
think
be
that it's
fair,
entertaining.
we got some pretty colorful humor,
Oh
but
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
we got.
I
I
think
mean,
that's an understatement.
like,
That's more than an understatement there, dude.
Yeah.
I'll tell
like,
you that fucking right now.
like some of the shit we say is pretty like out of pocket and random, but it's like you know what? In the long run, if someone's having a bad day and they hear us say something stupid or a story we're telling, it makes them laugh. That's a win in my
Or
opinion.
even if it's like
Like
one of those things where you just exhale breath out your nose because you think it's mildly entertaining. That's a win right there.
That's a win in our book. And if y'all were in our PlayStation parties half the time,
You
oh
would,
fuck, man,
ooh,
you would not be able to breathe.
nope.
it would be a
Probably be like,
time.
you'd probably be like, all right, someone called the ward, get the straight jackets. These dudes
These
need them
dudes are
because
Get
insane.
them contained. Too
oh
bad we'll
man,
never be contained.
Never. Watch we get like banned like tomorrow.
That'd be
Damn it.
shit.
That'd be shite, but it'd be
Damn
be
it.
funny.
Damn it! There goes my second PlayStation account. Fuck.
I'll make another one.
All right, looks like I'm
Lather,
going for
rinse, and
3.0
repeat.
this time. But nah, for real, like, and it's like you hear people talk about it all the time. It's like if you can just help out one person make their day better, it really does. It's worth it. Like,
Like
and if we
I
get to
listened
that
to
point,
David Cho. I listened to David Cho, and he says he was at a point in his life where he couldn't say one nice thing about himself, and he starts off a podcast with Joe Rogan, and he gives him 5 compliments. Honestly, listening to David Cho talk made my day better, and sometimes hearing when a person say that he can't even compliment himself yet he makes others feel better. I would be lying if I said I don't want to be in that place one day, but I would always love to say good things about myself and have good things about myself to say, but everybody goes through their rough time. But if I can help somebody listen or somebody smile, give them a light basically to go chase their dream, which Joe Rogan's podcast basically gave me, and fucking go run with it, dude.
Exactly.
yeah, I mean
That's my
that's
biggest influence. You have to chase what you believe in.
exactly, and like that's a huge thing. Is it's like especially when it comes to like that, like that's a huge like mental thing that everyone deals with. Like like for me, for the longest time, it was always like I've always been a rather large boy. Like
Plump.
I've always been fat, like always, and that shit used to just rip me up inside. Like I have probably some of the lowest self confidence when it comes to myself out of anyone in our friend group,
Right.
That's pretty low.
and it. Fuck you, Devin.
No, I'm saying me. Me too.
Oh,
Me.
I was about to say,
Dummy.
like,
Fuck.
I thought Devin said yours isn't that low.
oh, I
No,
was
I'm
like,
saying that mine's pretty low too. Fuck.
Went from being emotional to fucking lighting Devin's ass
Be like,
up.
what the hell?
I'm like, I'm about to kill this motherfucker.
I'm about to drive over his house right now. Goddamn, I know it's Valentine's, but shit.
Here, I got a present for you, bitch.
My fist.
But nah, for real though, it's like I just got to a point. It's like, yeah, I need to lose some weight. Is it probably gonna happen? Who knows? Maybe. But until
Perhaps.
then, I'm okay with being the funny fat guy. Like,
Nothing wrong
I
Fuck
with
don't
being
give a
a
yeah.
funny fat guy. Well,
like
obviously, as you guys have seen, he's branded over to his name, Fluff E. Like that's he's just embracing it at this point.
like
It's great
I
Brand.
literally
for
I've
the
literally
brand.
changed my Twitter, my Facebook, not Facebook, I meant my PlayStation account, like everything. Like it's just I've accepted the fact I'm a big boy.
Thickums.
As long as I don't hit 3 bills, I'm fine. If I hit
Yeah,
three
let's hope.
bills, if I
Let's
hit
hope you don't hit 3 bills, dog.
Yo,
I
if you hit 3 bills, you
I
might need
hit
an
three.
intervention.
No, I hit 3 bills. My ass is kicking it into high gear.
If you hit
But
three bills, I'm signing you up for the Thick Boy Bike Club, aka sending you to Brendan Schaub. Schaub, take care of my
Boy
thickums.
Bike Club.
but no,
Take care of
it's like
Thickums
stuff
for
like
us.
that. Like it's just accepting. Like everyone's got their flaws. What, no matter what it may be, like you accept it, you embrace it, and as long as you're not like being overweight, yeah, everyone can get better with that. Like even if I got skinny as shit, I'm still calling myself fluffy. I've
I'm still
been
eating
fat my entire
Chipotle, but I
life.
bet your ass.
I've still been chubby my entire life. Like you'll never find a picture of me skinny, really, except before I first went into the Navy. That was the skinniest I'd ever been. I hadn't been 200 pounds since I was sophomore in high school at that point, and I was 19.
Nothing
It'd been
wrong.
3 years.
No,
Like,
You were 19 as a sophomore in high school.
no. I'm saying I hadn't been that
Oh, I
small
was
since
gonna
a
say.
sophomore in high school.
I'm like, what? You just
No, no,
graduated?
no, no.
Damn.
Hey, I'm stupid, but I ain't that stupid. Let's not
Like,
get it
it's
twisted
like
here.
Kenny Baldridge, bro.
Man,
Yeah,
he
that
really
that
just
was.
out here
He
name
was.
dropping people.
I'm sorry, but he was a grade above us, and I thought he graduated when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I granted he wrestled like a grown man, so that's what led me to believe he was
He
older.
always looked. He looks like an old man, a grown man since like birth.
Well, his brothers are fucking beasts. His dad's a beast. He's a
He's a
beast.
beast. Yeah.
His whole family's beast.
Oh man,
But
it's just yeah. What Fluffy was saying. It's just like you gotta accept. You gotta kind of like accept your role. Obviously, if it's a shitty ass role, don't accept being like a piece of shit. Like that's not at all what the point is. The
no,
point is,
yeah, absolutely
yeah.
not.
Point is to like grow into the person that you want to be and accept what you are.
And I think everybody goes through that. It's like, we all went through a phase probably in high school and even middle school where like you don't know where you fit in and you
Exactly.
try anything to fit in with anyone.
Oh, mine was
And
middle school. I
all
caught
of a sudden,
myself around bad cats.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it's like you try to act a certain way because you want to fit in with certain people, and then it's like, no, it's like, don't change for anyone at
Right.
all. If like for the longest time for me growing up, because I always liked country music. Country's gay, country's this, country that. No, if I like no, like seriously, if I like country music, which I do, I'm gonna listen to my goddamn country music. Like fuck what you think, fuck what that person thinks. If I like it, that's what matters.
If you like
For
getting dick down in Dallas, and that's all on you, Chief.
Elijah came in with the baby lock them doors and turn the lights down low.
yes, absolutely.
For some
Or
reason,
like
one of well, I just favored fuck favorite songs is talking about getting dick down in Dallas. I'm not sure what's up with that one, but
hey,
if you'd like to explain yourself,
it starts off as like a good sounding country song. Like up until the chorus hits, you're like, oh, this is not a bad country song, and then the chorus
nice.
starts, and you're like, whoa.
Well,
It's more
hits you
funny
like a
than
freight
anything.
Train, yeah.
It's more funny than anything. Like it's really not a good country song, but it is because of how just funny it is.
Yeah.
And if anyone listening to this has heard this song, like it's vile.
We're
Like,
not going to tell you to go listen to it. Let's put it that way.
No,
Go listen
not at
to
all.
it.
Okay, go listen to it then. Fuck it.
All right, be Mike, and go listen to it. But
Put yourself through the good Spain.
of getting railed out in Raleigh.
Oh
But
Jesus.
But fucking Boston.
God damn it.
This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. It's part of the
Oh,
song.
Lord.
All right.
I know. I made every single one of them listen to it, and they're like,
I
"What
didn't
the
enjoy
fuck
it.
is this?"
Basically, he's the only one that enjoys it. In case you were wondering,
I don't necessarily enjoy it. I just find it
you
funny, so
listen
I
to it
listen
all the
to it.
time.
You're right. I do. I do. If I need a laugh, I listen to that song because then I hear your reactions, and it makes me laugh. So it's worth it for me.
Dude, the first
But
time I hear him like singing along to it, it's like getting deep down in Dallas. I'm like, why do you want to get? What is this? What the fuck is wrong with you?
we don't got enough time or people to listen to all of that. So let's
No,
not put them through it.
let's not.
But
Don't do it.
no, but it's like stuff like that. Like you go through your whole life trying to like fit in. It's like nah, like none of us agree on music completely
Fuck
at
no.
all.
Besides,
Like-
two people,
Yeah, like
and that's MGK and Youngblood. There ain't any of that
You're-
slander in our friend group.
no.
But I know.
And
what
if
you
you
mean.
slander 'em,
exactly.
I will chastise you.
We're
But
coming
no, it's
after
like
ya.
you're getting it in it. Not mine.
But not.
Yeah, we'll stop there.
Nah.
Yeah, we'll
Yep,
stop there.
all right, this is where we're gonna wrap up the podcast. If you liked the podcast, be sure to like it. Leave us
Subscribe. Tell some
roast me in the
friends.
comments, please. Remember, don't forget to roast me in the comments, please. Tell some friends about it. You know what I'm gonna say. Tell your cats, dogs, neighbors, cousins, uncle. Do it.
Cougars, llamas, alpacas, sheep, goats.
Narwhals.
When he
can't forget
said
about the
cougars,
narwhals.
I thought he was going somewhere different with
Yep,
that.
me too. Yep.
Everybody take it a different way.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later.